Today, we're going to talk a little comic book spec. With Black Widow coming out finally this Friday, I thought it might be a good idea to revisit some of the books that have made up this great character's history in the comic book industry and some of the other key players that we may see in the movie. So let's get started. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. Before we jump in to talking about the Black Widow this week, if you're not subscribed up to the channel already, hit that subscription button right now. Turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content. Hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. If you watch the video, hit the thumbs up button. It actually helps a lot with YouTube and getting your content out there. And leave a comment below. Let me know if there's any other books that I'm missing from this list. Let me know how excited you are for Black Widow to come out this week. Just let me know what's going on. Also, I want to remind you of my code with Street Level Hero LA. That is STC10. That code will get you 10% off your order over at Street Level Hero LA. But most importantly, Street Level Hero will donate 25% of your overall order to the American Cancer Society for cancer research. All right, guys, with that said, let's jump in and start talking about some of these books. So, of course, it's been forever because of COVID. Black Widow kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And let's just be perfectly honest with each other. Spec-wise, there's probably not a ton you haven't heard about already. People have been talking about this movie forever and the comic books that go with it. I just thought it would be fun to revisit it because I still think there's some deals out there that can be picked up on some of these offshoot books. And so, yeah, I thought it was worthwhile doing. And plus, I just wanted to refresh myself on the characters before the movie comes out this Friday. So let's do just a little bit of background, on Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. So at birth, the Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, is given to the KGB, which grooms her to become the ultimate operative. When the USSR breaks up, the government tries to kill her as the action moves to present-day New York, where she's a freelance operative. Now, as far as the movie is concerned, this is kind of a synopsis of the movie itself. In Marvel Studios, I wish I had one of those voices. In Marvel Studios, action-packed spy thriller Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, confronts the darker parts of her ledger when a dangerous conspiracy with ties to her past arises. Pursued by a force that will stop at nothing to bring her down, Natasha must deal with her history as a spy and the broken relationships left in her wake before she became an Avenger. Alright, so you got a little back history on Black Widow herself, a little synopsis read of the movie, so let's jump into these comic books. So I've kind of got this broken down into Black Widow and then some of the other characters, the villains, etc. So we're going to start with Black Widow, and what better place to start than Tales of Suspense, number 52 from April 1964. This book was created by Stan Lee, scripter Don Rico, and artist Don Heck. The character was introduced as a Russian spy and antagonist of the superhero Iron Man. She later defected to the United States, becoming an agent of the fictional spy agency S.H.I.E.L.D. and a member of the superhero team, the Avengers. So in this book, Tales of Suspense number 52, you have the first appearance of Black Widow. You have the death of the first Crimson Dynamo. You have the first appearance and death of the second Crimson Dynamo, Boris Turgany. Now, sales on this book, and this will probably be one of the more expensive books on this list today, a low-grade copy, $390, a mid-grade at $1.2 thousand, and a high-grade at $6.3 thousand. So definitely an expensive book, but not like insanely out of reach for a really, really cool character in the Marvel Universe, and her first appearance in Tales of Suspense number 52. So next up, we've got Amazing Adventures number 1, and this is the first cover appearance of the Black Widow wearing her classic black costume. It's Black Widow's first solo story, and it's the first appearance of Ivan Petrovich, the surrogate father of Natasha. His name was actually mentioned in the movie Endgame, if you recall. Low-grade copies of this book go for $5, mid-grades go for $18, and high grades go for $80. So an affordable book for the first cover appearance of Black Widow and her classic black costume. So that's definitely an affordable book to be on the lookout for. That's Amazing Adventures #1. Then we jump over to Avengers #111, and this is the issue where the Black Widow joins the Avengers. So definitely a monumental book. Low grade copies go for about $5, mid grade copies go for $15, and high grade copies for about $60. Now, a really affordable book, and one that you can probably locate in your back issue bins, is Black Widow #4. This has the origin story of Black Widow. It specifically addresses the brainwashing and training she and 27 other orphan girls endured after being recruited to the Red Room Academy for Black Widow Ops program. This book in a low grade goes for about $1, mid grade for $2, and a high grade $5. So definitely an affordable book. You get the origin of Black Widow and specifically how it ties into her recruitment and training to become the killer assassin that she is. So what would any list be without an Amazing Spider-Man book on the list? Amazing Spider-Man #86 is that book for us, and it's the debut of Black Widow's skin-tight costume. You've got low grades in this book at $9, mid grades at $25, and high grades at $135. So the next book on our list is Black Widow Deadly Origin #2. Now this is a variant cover by Adi Granov. It's a 1 in 10 variant, and it is considered to be the white suit variant. Beautiful cover in the snow with the white suit. I absolutely love it, and that's why I wanted to put it on the list here. Low grade copies go for about $3, mid grade $9, and high grade $35. Next we have Black Widow #1, and this is the premiere issue of the 6-issue solo series featuring the Black Widow that explores her origin in the Black Widow's Ops program. So another book, origin story, definitely an affordable book, but would definitely give you some history on Black Widow if you're looking to find that. Low grade copies go for about $1, mid grade for $2, and high grade $3. Then we have Avengers #44, and this is the partial origin of the Black Widow, and it's also the origin and death of Natasha's husband, the Red Guardian. And that's a character we're going to talk a lot more about here in the next few books. But low grade copies of this go for around $5, mid grade $12, and high $55. The next book up is Inhumans #5. This is the first appearance of the Black Widow, Yelena Belova. Now, Yelena Belova's character has been confirmed to appear in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. Now, this book, there is some dispute to whether this is a full or a cameo appearance, but CGC, when this book is graded, it reads first appearance of the new Black Widow, Yelena Belova, face not shown. So that's how it reads on the CGC label. We're going to go with what CGC says. So Inhumans #5, first appearance of Yelena Belova. Continuing on with our Yelena Belova theme is Black Widow Pale Little Spider #1, and this is the first solo series featuring Yelena Belova, the Black Widow. Now, we know, as we talked earlier, that it's confirmed that she's going to appear in the Hawkeye series. It would be cool, and you never know, she may pop up in a cameo appearance or whatever in this movie. And I think if that happens, these books could catch a little heat. This particular book goes for a low grade $1, a mid grade $2, and a high grade $8. Another Black Widow #1 book makes our list, and this is the first of a 3-issue miniseries where Natasha Romanoff and Yelena Belova face off for who owns the codename Black Widow. Now, this is the first mention of the Red Room, where orphan girls were trained in the Black Widow's Ops program, and Yelena Belova's identity is actually revealed. So another book, this one costs a little more. Low grades are at $2, mid grade at $8, and a high grade of $25. If they end up facing off at some point in the movie, you've got, two opposite people claiming they're the Black Widow. This book could be one that could catch some heat, so this may be one you want to grab. Stick back and see what happens. Now we're on to the Red Guardian character, and his first appearance is in Avengers #43. So, first appearance, Red Guardian, Alexei Shostakov, who knows, husband of Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow. This has been a pretty hot book because he's guaranteed or confirmed to appear in the movie, and low grade copies are going for about $30, mid grade $80, and high grades $280. Continuing on with the Red Guardian books is Captain America #352. In this book, you get the first team appearance of the Supreme Soviets that include Red Guardian, Perun, Sputnik, Crimson Dynamo. This is the first appearance of Phantasma, a sorceress who worked for the Winter Guard. And in May 2021, David Harbour teased the appearance of the Winter Guard on Instagram, which has yet to be officially confirmed, but he did tease it on Instagram. So if the Winter Guard is or does appear in the movie, this book could gain a little momentum, right? So low grade on this book, $3, mid grade at $9, and a high grade at $30. Next book is The Incredible Hulk number 258, and continuing on with the Soviet Super Soldiers program, this is the first full team appearance of the Soviet Super Soldiers, Dark Star, Crimson Dynamo, Ursa Major, and Vanguard. Debuting in the Black Widow, Oliver Richards, the Dutch giant, has dropped multiple subtle hints at what seems to be his role as Ursa Major. This is also the first appearance of Pierre Phobos. Low-grade copies in this book are going for about $5, mid-grade $15, and high-grade $50. Next up, we've got another first appearance, and that is of Malat Baga, and that is in Black Widow number 4. This was the first appearance of Malat, a former monk who was banished from his order for his violent tendencies. In March 2021, there were rumors that this character will be played by Oliver Richters. So, again, another book, and this really doesn't cost a whole lot. If this character shows up, could catch a little heat, could make you a little money. Low grade copies, $1, mid grade $2, and high grade $3. Continuing on with the theme of other characters that could potentially show up in this movie, first appearance of Iron Maiden, Milena Vostokov, a female assassin and enemy of the Black Widow. Rachel Weisz was cast as Milena Vostokov in the Black Widow movie. So another book, not really that expensive, that you could pick up. That's Marvel Fanfare number 11. Low grade copies at $1, mid grade copies at $5, and high grade copies at $15. Another book, Marvel graphic novel number 57. This is the first appearance of the agent Rick Mason, the son of the Tinkerer. Now, I didn't find anything that necessarily confirmed this character, but as I was looking around at potential characters that could be in the movie, Agent Rick Mason's name came up more than one time, so I wanted to throw this book on here since it was his first appearance. So that's Marvel graphic novel number 57. Low grade copies go for $1, mid grade go for $5, and high grade go for $15. And apparently the dog likes that one. Next book up, Champions number 7. This is the first appearance of Dark Star, the first mutant shown to wield Dark Force energy. It's also the first appearance of Yuri Petrovich, who becomes the 4th Crimson Dynamo. Again, another book, not that expensive. Low grade copies go for $2, mid grade for $5, high grade for $15. If Dark Star shows up, might be a good book to have. Down to our last 2 books here, and so we're going to talk about the prime villain for this movie, Black Widow. That's Avengers number 196, and first full appearance of the Taskmaster. This is the one book I've seen a lot on IG and in other places that people have been after. Right now, I'm seeing low grade copies at $25, mid grade copies at $85, and high grade copies at $270. I got to admit, from the previews, from the trailers, I kind of like the way the Taskmaster looks. I'm interested to see, how he plays out as a villain in the show or in the movie. It's, you think about it, it's hard to go from like Thanos to Taskmaster, right? But I think for this movie, could be a really, really cool villain, and I think it could play out really well on the big screen. All right, and our last book for this list is Deadpool Max number 5. Now, the reason that I put this on here, and I don't even know that I knew this before researching to do this list, is that there was a female Taskmaster in the comic books. And wouldn't that be a trip if the Taskmaster is revealed to be a woman in the movie? So if that happens, the first appearance of the female Taskmaster, and this is not in Marvel continuity, it's Deadpool Max number 5. And this is a low print run book. There were only 18,221 copies of this book ordered. And like I said, it would be a trip if they flip it and the Taskmaster is actually a woman. This book, which is probably going to be pretty hard to find, could have some real value. You got low grade copies at $4, mid grade at $12, and high grade at $40. So if that's revealed, this will be a good book to have, because I think you could definitely make some cash on it. Guys, that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this list, and I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me kind of going through it. As I stated earlier in the video, I know this book has, or this movie spec-wise has been talked to death at this point, but I really did think it would be fun to go back through and kind of revisit those books of characters that may appear in the movie and talk a little bit about the history of Black Widow and how she came to be. And yeah, man, I can't wait for Friday, right? I know you guys probably can't too. Friday night, man, I'm coming home, sitting down on the couch with the fam, watching a little Black Widow. Really looking forward to it. All right, guys, that is it for me. Thank you for stopping by. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. As always in these, until next time.